An off-duty St. Louis City policeman shot and killed a suspect who fired on him on Wednesday, police officials said, touching off unruly protests at the scene just miles from the suburb of Ferguson. The 32-year-old officer, who was working for a security company but wearing his city police uniform, attempted to stop a suspect who then fled on foot, St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department spokeswoman Shawn Jackson said. The suspect, whom police described as a black male between 18 and 20 years old, turned and fired at the pursuing officer, who returned fire and fatally wounded him, Jackson said. Police did not provide his name. Relatives quoted by local news organizations said the man had only a sandwich, not a weapon. While police said the man was in his early 20s, residents said he was 18. St. Louis Today quoted a witness, who said he heard 14 or 15 shots. While crowds gathered in the streets jeering at police and blocking traffic on Grand Boulevard, according to television footage, there were no immediate reports of any violence. The dead man was African American, 18 to 20 years old, Jackson said. The officer, who is 32 and white, has been placed on administrative leave. He has been on the force 6 years, Jackson said, adding, the investigation is ongoing. Dozens of people came to the scene, which is near the Missouri Botanical Garden. People began to gather at the scene shortly after the shooting. Family members of the victim on the scene were crying. Others at the scene yelled threats at the officers, but there has been no violence. Some also chanted hands up, don't shoot and stop. We don't want racist police. Around 10:40 p.m. some members of the crowd became rowdy. Some members of the crowd moved towards police and very aggressively and started chanting. Several people damaged police cars, including the tail light and a windshield wiper of a police SUV. Police closed much of Grand Avenue near I-44 for several minutes late Wednesday night, because they said protesters were walking into the street. However, the street was later reopened.